2, 1, go!
Hey everyone, welcome back once again in your biology class. This is Nausin and you are watching Educational Support. If you like this video, then share it with your friends, and if you want more videos, then subscribe this channel. In my last video, I was asking that do you know what are the distinguishing features of the three types of muscular tissue? So the answer is the skeletal muscles are attached to the bones and help in its movement. The smooth muscles perform the involuntary functions, and the cardiac muscles are found in the heart and help in the pumping of blood through cardiac contractions. Today, we are going to learn about anatomy and physiology of skeletal muscles. In this lesson, skeletal muscles and its definition, structure, properties, functions are explained in an easy and detailed manner. So be with me till the end and let's get going. Do you know what is skeletal muscle? Yes, skeletal muscle is one of the three types of muscles in the human body. The other muscles being visceral and cardiac muscles. So, skeletal muscle is a muscle tissue that is attached to the bones and is involved in the functioning of different parts of the body. So, human body contains over 400 skeletal muscles, 40 to 50% of total body weight. Now, we are going to focus on properties of skeletal muscle or functional characters of muscle. Do you know what are the properties of skeletal muscle? The skeletal muscles have the following properties. That is extensibility. Extensibility is the ability of the muscles to extend when it is stretched. Elasticity. Elasticity is the ability of muscles to return to original structure when released. Excitability. Excitability is the ability of the muscle to respond to a stimulus. And the last one is contractility. Contractility is the ability of a muscle to contract when in contact with a stimulus. Next, we are going to discuss on an important topic, that is structure of skeletal muscle or light microscopic structure of striped or skeletal muscle. This muscle is attached to the bones by an elastic tissue or collagen fiber called tendons. So these tendons are comprised to connective tissue. These fascicles are cylindrical in shape as shown in the figure. So these muscle fibers are surrounded by blood vessels and a number of layers of other tissues enclosing it. Now it's time for the question. Do you know why are skeletal muscles multinucleated? If you know the answer, then put down a comment under this video. Did you know are skeletal muscles are voluntary muscles? Yes, skeletal muscles are voluntary muscles. Voluntary means done out of free will or by choice. So voluntary muscles are often called skeletal muscles because all of the muscles attached to the skeleton are voluntary muscles or striated muscles because the muscle fibers make them look striated or stripy. So the voluntary muscles are called skeletal muscles. Next is muscle fiber anatomy or organization of skeletal muscle, that are sarcolemma, sarcoplasm, sarcoplasmic reticulum, myofibrils, and the last one is sarcomere. So first is sarcolemma. Sarcolemma is a cell membrane. Each muscle fiber is lined by plasma membrane, namely sarcolemma reticulum. Next is sarcoplasm. So sarcoplasm is encloses a cytoplasm called sarcoplasm, which has the endoplasmic reticulum and contains many of the cell organelles seen in either cell. So an abundance of the oxygen binding protein myoglobin. Next is sarcoplasmic reticulum. So sarcoplasmic reticulum is an elaborated smooth endoplasmic reticulum and runs longitudinally and surrounds each myofibril form chambers called the terminal cisternae. So terminal cisternae on either side of the T tubules. Narrow T tubules are narrow tubules that extends into the sarcoplasm at right angles to the support and filled with extracellular fluid. So this is the picture of sarcoplasmic reticulum. So sarcoplasmic reticulum, a single T tubule and the terminal cisternae form a triad. So when muscles not contracting, sarcoplasmic reticulum stores calcium ion. So sarcoplasmic membrane has calcium ion pumps that function to pump calcium ions out of the sarcoplasm back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum after contraction. So next we are going to focus on myofibrils. Myofibrils are cylindrical structures within muscle fiber. The muscle fiber consists of myofibrils at the end of the fiber. Myofibrils are anchored to the inner surface of sarcolemma. When myofibrils shorten, then muscle also shortens. That means muscle also contracts. Next, we are going to focus on muscle proteins or myofilaments. Do you know what are muscle proteins? Muscle proteins or myofilaments are contractile proteins that are actin or thin filaments and myosin or thick filaments. Regulatory proteins that are tropomyosin and troponin. And the last one is attachment proteins that are chitin, nibulin, alpha-actinin, and the last one is dystrophin. Next is actin or thin filament. So actin or thin filament is a non-contractile and elastic in nature. So composed of G-actin monomers, each of which has a myosin binding site. So actin binding site can bind myosin during muscle contraction. Next is composed of three major proteins that are F-actin or fibrous actin, troponin, and the last one is tropomyosin. So G-actin with ATP form F-actin, ADP and PI. So two strands of fibrous actin form a double helix extending a length of the myofilament attached at either end at sarcomere. Next, we are going to focus on tropomyosin. Tropomyosin is an elongated protein twin along the groove of the F-actin double helix. It plays an important role in sensitizing actin and myosin molecules to calcium ions, and this sensitivity is important in order to switch contraction on and off. Next is troponin. So troponin occurs at intervals on the actin filament. So troponin is composed of three subunits. Troponin A, which is bind to actin, troponin T, which is bind to tropomyosin, and the last one is troponin C, which is bind to calcium ions. So troponin takes up calcium ions from the cytoplasm to initiate muscle contraction, and tropomyosin combines troponin in the muscle to form troponin-tropomyosin complex or troponin-tropomyosin system. So next is myosin or thick filament. A single filament contains roughly 300 myosin molecules and have a triple helical structure, and molecular weight is 4,20,000. It consists of two identical heavy meromyosin 10 and two pairs of light meromyosin 10. So regulatory light chains and essential light chains. So molecule consists of two heavy myosin molecules wound together to form a rod portion which is lying parallel to the myosin myofilament and two heads that extend laterally. Myosin head can bind to the active site on the actin molecules to form cross bridges. So attachment to the rod portion by a hinge region that can bend and straighten during contraction, and it has a ATPase activity. So ATPase activity or HMM acts as an enzyme ATPase for the splitting of ATP into ADP and PI. So activity that breaks down adenosine triphosphate, that is releasing energy. So part of the releasing energy is used to the bend to the hinge region of the myosin molecules during contraction. Next is sarcomere. So sarcomere is a repeating functional unit of a myofibril. It is about 2 micrometer long. Differences in size, density, and distribution of actin and myosin filaments gives the muscle fibers a banded or striated appearance. So, first is A band or dark band or anisotropic band. So, A band or dark band or anisotropic band is a dark band full length of thick filament. M line. M line is the protein to which myosins attach. And H zone. Each A band has a less denser region called H-band or Hensen's line. So thick but no thin filament. I-band, also called light band or isotropic band. A light band is from the Z-disc to end of thick filament, but thin but no thick filament, and extends from A band of sarcomere to another A band of sarcomere. Z-line or Z-disc is a filamentous network of protein. In each I-band, there is a dense coarse line called Z-band. So the adjacent area of Z-lines is called a sarcomere. So a sarcomere serves as an attachment for actin myofilament. Next, we are going to discuss on chitin filament. Chitin filament is an elastic chain of amino acids and keep thick and thin filaments in proper alignment. Next, we are going to focus on functions of skeletal muscles. So, the important skeletal muscle functions are: number 1 is the skeletal muscles are responsible for body movements such as typing, breathing, extending the arm, writing, etc. So the muscle contracts, which pulls the tendons on the bones and causes movement. Number 2 is the body posture is maintained by the skeletal muscle. The gluteal muscle is responsible for the erect posture of the body, and the sartorius muscle in thighs are responsible for body movement. Next is the skeletal muscles protect the internal organs and tissues from any injury and also provide support to these dedicated organs and tissues. Number 4 is this also supports the entry and the exit point of the body. The sphincter muscles are present around the anus, mouth, and the urinary tract. So this sphincter muscles, which reduces the size of the openings, facilitated the swallowing of the food, defecation, and urination. And the last one is the skeletal muscle also regulates body temperature. After a strenuous exercise, the body feels hot. This is due to the contraction of skeletal muscles, which convert energy into the heat. So keep watching and keep learning. In the comment section, you can tell us was this video is easy, or if you have any doubt, then please put down a comment under this video. Subscribe this video, like and share it with your friends, and also press a bell icon right next to it. And happy watching. Thank you.